Good morning, brothers, sisters, and friends. My name is TingYu and this is Sonia. We shall be sharing for today's communion. Communion is actually a time where we remember Jesus and His sacrifice on the cross for our sins. So right now, let's all turn to the Bible in Luke chapter 9, verse 23. It reads, "Then He said to them all, if anyone would come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me." In this verse, we can see that Jesus tells us how He wants us to follow Him. He did not use the word ourselves, us, or our. Instead, He used He, Himself, and His. Therefore, He's trying to tell us that we should each be responsible for a unique relationship with Him and that we should carry our cross individually, daily. Right now, she will share about how the cross has impacted her life and her walk with God.
Hi, I'm Sonia. I basically have grown up learning about the Bible all my life. My family was spiritual, and I've been coming to church every single Sunday, even before I became a disciple. To me, it was something I did every day, like a routine. Unfortunately, this led to me taking the Bible for granted because it was always right there in front of me. I struggled being broken about my sins and being grateful about what God did for me. I was always open, but I couldn't grasp the overflowing love that Jesus offered me through the cross. Growing up as a kingdom kid, I always knew right from wrong. I was arrogant and thought I had already had what it took, but I obviously didn't. An example of this was when I was in Kids Kingdom, and I was pulled aside by my Kids Kingdom teacher who was about to rebuke me for messing around in class. And I simply replied, "You can't rebuke me because my father leads the church." Needless to say, I was disciplined the second my parents found out what I said. I thought I didn't mean anything else, and I didn't take my precious walk with God seriously. Jesus lived a normal human life, faced everyday temptations, and died on the cross. He denied Himself so much, and He was humble even though He was the Son of God. I certainly have no right to be arrogant. I think that if I didn't have that wake-up call about how much Jesus had denied Himself, I wouldn't have made it. And I wouldn't have realized how much He loved me. I realized that it doesn't matter where you're from or how you've grown up. Everyone still has to be broken about the cross in the same way and walk their journey with God individually. It doesn't matter how long or how short you've been in this church. We all have to go through the same process of getting convicted by Jesus' amazing sacrifice. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. For me, myself, I am not a kingdom kid, but I believe that Sonia's message applies not only to me, to her, but to all of us here as well, that we should each carry our cross individually as we follow God. Even though we have to carry it individually, we have the church as a whole to help one another out and encourage one another. This is what I think Jesus wants from each one of us. Right, so let's go to God and pray for the prayer that we want. Dear Father in heaven, I thank you for this morning that we have been given, that we have this church, Father, to help us in our daily walk with God and with you, Father. God, I just thank you for your mercy, which has been given to us so willingly, but with the sacrifice of Jesus on the cross. I pray, God, for the bread and the wine which we are about to partake, that we will always be constantly reminded of Jesus as we go on about our lives. I thank you for the service, and I just pray that the rest of the service